All right, continuing with the Friday the 13th saga, it's time for the 11th film in the series, Freddy vs. Jason. Let's check it out. The film starts with Freddy Krueger.
From the very beginning, my reign of terror was legendary. Dozens of children would fall by my blades. I might have been a little naughty, but after they killed me, I became something much, much worse.
Freddy searches in hell for somebody.
But I found someone who'll make them remember.
Our first glimpse of Jason. That's resurrected Jason from hell, so he can come back and kill kids and make people think that
Mommy has something she wants you to do.
by pretending to be Jason's mother.
I need you to go to Elm Street. Make them remember what fear tastes like!
I've been away from my children.
And we start with three young ladies hanging out.
What are you doing? I thought you were gonna quit.
The middle chick is Lori, that's our story. At one point they invite some boys over too, and Jason shows up.
It's even the same damn house. 1428 Elm. It's gotta be him, right? It's gotta be Freddy Krueger. Hey.
Lori's at the police station and the name Freddy comes to her, and then suddenly she's alone. I think she fell asleep, and that's not good.
My name is Freddy Krueger, and he loves children, especially little girls.
Freddy believes that if Jason kills enough people, the town he can come back and get his power back. These two guys are in the nut house.
Sanity.
The guy on the right used to date Lori.
His dad killed his wife. Yeah, right. And now it looks like someone else got killed in the same house. You think that's?
I didn't get much sleep last night, and when I did sleep, I had the most terrible nightmares.
Lori, you had to...
You know why they're saying that? Because that's when he comes for you.
They're starting to remember Freddy.
In your dreams.
Turns out the town has eliminated all references to Freddy, even from the microfilm in the library. Anyway, a bunch of kids farting in a cornfield. What could possibly go wrong tonight? Will breaks out of the mental ward.
Well, I saw in the news the other night that kid that was killed at your house. I needed to know that you were safe.
Now Freddy's doing his thing. Girl takes a tumble, but it doesn't kill her. Back in the non-dream world, Jason finds her and kills her, taking it from Freddy. And then Jason goes on a killing spree in the cornfield. So that guy threw his alcohol on him and started him on fire, but that doesn't do anything to Jason. And Jason just kills indiscriminately.
That's why I needed Jason to kill for me to get them to remember. But now he just won't stop.
Shouldn't we have the FBI come in and...
No outsiders, Stubbs. We can handle this. We've stopped them before.
Has it, so Jason kept returning from his grave to punish whoever returned to the camp. I think we're dealing.
They're basically going to try to lure him.
Now that it's working, it's like he can't shut Jason back down.
Wait a minute. Freddy died by fire, Jason by water. How can we use that?
The kids are on a drug called Hypnosil.
Were you on any drugs?
Yeah, but there's something called Hypnosil. They never told us what
Prevents
it
them
was
from
for.
dreaming.
Reaver! Reaver, what are you doing?
They went to get some of the drugs, but Freddy takes over this guy's body. Jason shows up. You notice Jason's drugged there, and now Freddy's attacking him in the dream world. I guess Jason's asleep. He thinks he's killed Jason, but nope.
Why won't you die?
Scenario,
They're taking
Jason wins.
Jason to
He'll
Crystal
already be
Lake.
home, back where he belongs. And if Freddy wins, at least Jason has home field advantage.
Lori goes to sleep and she dreams about Jason, and we see him being bullied back at Camp Crystal Lake all those years ago. Jason started to come to in their vehicle and they ended up crashing. Eventually, you know they're going to have a showdown, these two. And they do so at Crystal Lake. Permanent upper hand. The two continue to go at it. They're in Will nearby. Freddy manages to slice off Jason's fingers and capture his machete. At this point, it looks like Freddy might win this fight. But Jason is far from done. In fact, he takes Freddy's arm off. Laurie set off the propane tanks into the drink. Freddy comes out of the water and is about to kill them. Jason uses Freddy's own clawed hand and Laurie.
Welcome to my world, bitch!
The movie ends the next day when Jason comes out of the water, apparently intact, Freddy's head. All right, let's talk about Freddy versus Jason. They talked about a film like this coming for many, many years, and it finally came together in 2003, I believe this was. I think they wanted to do it after Jason Goes to Hell, which was 1994, but they just couldn't get it together. They had Jason X in between, and now we get Freddy versus Jason. It's the last, actually, non-reboot film in the series to date. So anyway, in this one, excuse me. So apparently Freddy has been basically erased from existence. If anybody's having dreams about Freddy, the kids, any kids having dreams about him, they send the kids to some psychiatric ward and they give them some drug called Hypnosil, which inhibits them from having dreams. So, and they've erased all existence of any murders that happen and everything from the newspapers, the microfilm in the libraries, everything. They've just basically erased Freddy from existence. Freddy's not happy about this, so he decides to resurrect Jason Voorhees. He's in hell, and he found Jason Voorhees down there, so he decides to pretend he's Jason's mother to somehow resurrect Jason Voorhees, tell Jason as Jason's mother to go into down to Elm Street and start killing kids so that the people of the town will think that it's Freddy and everybody will be thinking of Freddy again. Then Freddy will regain his power and be able to come back and do his thing. That's the plot of this film, right? So anyway, so that's what, excuse me, that's what happens in this movie. Jason comes back. He starts killing kids all over the place. Freddy starts to get stronger and stronger, and he kind of comes back too. Then we've got two killers on the loose. Now, Jason's doing his thing, killing kids left and right, and Freddy's getting mad about that because he's like, those are my victims. I wanted to kill those people, not you. At one point, Jason literally snatches somebody from the real world and kills him as Freddy was about to kill her in the dream world. So Freddy's pissed. There's a few main kids that we see in this movie, but this movie's kind of really just gearing up for a big battle between Freddy and Jason. I didn't even quite understand what was going on. Sometimes near about an hour into the film, they wanted to somehow trap Jason and Freddy and get them to fight each other. So I don't know exactly what was happening, but they wanted to, they got a hold of Jason. They managed to tranquilize him, and then they got some of those, they were trying to get some of those Hypnosil pills to prevent everything from happening, but that didn't work because Freddy was too strong and came back and started killing the kid who was trying to reach them. I don't know. So eventually they decide they're going to just try to get these two to fight each other, and that's what happens. The main girl, Laurie, goes to sleep to try to lure Freddy back into the real world so he can fight Jason. During that dream, she discovers that her mother had been killed by Freddy, which she didn't know, so she's mad at him. Anyway, they all end up back at Crystal Lake, and Jason is around, Freddy's around, and then they basically start fighting each other. And they fight each other for maybe the last 15, 20 minutes of the movie. Laurie and this guy, I think his name was Will, her boyfriend or ex-boyfriend, they're together. They're trying to avoid getting killed themselves, but also Laurie has a vendetta against Freddy. Freddy and Jason fight. At one point, Freddy
cuts off Jason's fingers and the machete falls. Freddy grabs the machete and starts hitting Jason with that. It gets pretty brutal with each other. At one point, Jason gets a hold of Freddy's glove. Actually, his whole arm comes off, and they get blown into the water at one point. But Freddy comes back, and he's about to kill Laurie and Will. And then Jason comes back with the severed arm of Freddy and jams it through Freddy's body, his torso, and then he falls into the water, presumably dead. I don't know. And then Freddy isn't quite dead yet, but then Laurie takes a machete, Jason's machete, and chops off his head, which falls into the water. And then Freddy's torso falls into the water. And that's almost how our movie ends. The couple get away, I guess. And the next morning, Jason suddenly emerges from the water carrying Freddy's head, and Freddy's head kind of winks at the camera, and who knows what happens next. That's Jason versus Freddy. No, sorry, Freddy versus Jason. Who won that battle? I'm going to say Jason won. They both came out of there kind of alive, I guess. But Jason's was intact and Freddy was not. So I think Jason wins this war. Again, I didn't quite understand some of the logic in this movie, although I don't think there is a whole lot of logic to be had in this movie. Just sit back, eat some popcorn, and just watch these two go at it with each other, and don't try to overthink the plot, because that's what I was trying to do a little bit to figure out what exactly was going on, and it's not worth it. Couple little nude scenes thrown in, plenty of gore throughout. Again, did I like this film? Yeah. I actually saw this movie in the theater back in 2003. I've seen, what have I seen? I've seen Friday the 13th Part 1 in the theater, but that was last year when it came back around Halloween time, I think. I saw Friday the 13th Part 3 when I was a little kid. That was the first one I saw. I saw it in 3D, actually. I saw Friday the 13th Part 7 in the theater. I saw Jason X in the theater. I saw Freddy versus Jason in the theater, and I didn't see the reboot in the theater. But if there's another one coming, hopefully there will be, I'll be seeing that one. So anyway, I watched it on this tin here, which again, this tin is fantastic. The Scream Factory put out a new box set with all 13 movies in it too. I don't think there's anything wrong with this one. This thing was going for several $100s at one point. And you can get it relatively cheaply now, 70, 80 bucks, because everybody wants a Scream one. But this is a fantastic tin. Buy it now while the price is low, because you just never know what can happen. And it's a great series. Check it out. Leave some comments and what you think about Freddy versus Jason. Watch it. Bye.